Yo, what's good with y'all? In today's video, we got, I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the name of the game. Something Brainrots Escape Tsunami, something like that. But the point is, yeah, so we got part one, so if you guys know the drill, if you don't know the drill, um, as long as the series does well, part one does well, you'll get a part two. If part two does well, you get a part three, and so on and so forth. If it doesn't do well, then I'm moving on to the next thing, stuff, right? But like I said, I'm back. I'm back, guys. I'm back with the videos and whatnot. We're moving into summer, so let me know if any games y'all see peep during the summer and whatnot, and then I'll make some videos on them. But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so we're starting off very simple. If you've seen my brain rot tutorial, you'll notice this is very similar to the first part. So we're literally just gonna make the base start out very simple. So some things to make sure you have open. You need your Explorer, properties, and output. What I've come to find is a lot of people tend to try to make games when they have no experience with scripting. So if you don't know how to open these windows, click window at the top. Make sure properties, Explorer, and output is checked, right? The output will be used to debug coding errors, while the Explorer tab is just so you can see all of your objects, and then the properties so you can see their, properties. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay, so we're making a very simple base. I'm just a programmer, don't expect anything glorious. So we're going to insert a part. This is going to be our floor, so let's scale this. We're going to scale it out, just a little nice tiny base. So something like that, right? Then I'll make this like a dark grayish kind of color. Make like a little darker, something like that. And then we'll go ahead and we will call this main floor, right? We'll group this, so you can right click and just click group as a model, or Control plus G. Rename this to be base one because it's going to be base number one, right? Then let's go ahead and let's insert a string value, and then we're going to name this value called owner. This is how we're going to keep track of whoever owns said base. By default, the value should be set to none, right? And then from there, let's go on ahead and let's create our base owner part, which is going to be like the little sign in the front that shows like, hey, this is, like this player, like to tell people, oh, such and such owns this base. So I'm going to insert a part into the base, right? We're going to move this like here. I think it's supposed to be like in front of the base, so something like that. And then I'll just scale it. Okay, that is the wrong thing. I will scale it like this, so something like that. Then you can just go ahead and rename this to be base owner part, right? Then you can go ahead and make it transparent. It does not need to be, oh, well, make sure it's also anchored and can't collide is disabled, but it does not need to be visible, so make it transparent, right? Then we're gonna go ahead and insert a billboard GUI into it. So billboard GUI, you can call this, I guess, no, let's call it owner GUI, right? Then some very important properties you guys need to make sure you have. So for size, you want to do 10 comma 6. Wait, no, that's not right. That is not right. Okay, my bad. 10 comma 0 comma 6 comma 0. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, that's how you want to do it. Then for here, size offset 0 comma 1, right? And then yeah, that should be good. And then from there, you're going to insert a text label. This is going to be the name of the player, so you could just, or the owner, I should say, owner text label, right? So boom, you can go ahead and set the background transparency to be 1. Then we're gonna adjust the position and size, so we can do position 0, 0, 0.7, 0. Now you guys can adjust this as need be. You don't have to have the exact same position or sizing as me. That's up to you guys. It's just what I'm going for. So 1, 0, 0.3, 0. So something like that, right? Then bold text, rich text, scale the text, change the text color to be white so it stands out. Text stroke color will be black. Text stroke transparency, we can set that to 0. And then by default, you could just have it set to vacant, none, unclaimed. I mean, it's really up to you, whatever you want to have. But yep, and then just like that, we are done with that part. Okay, cool. We're done with the base owner part. On to the last thing we need to add, which is the platforms. Okay, so for the platform, what we're going to do is we're going to insert a part. All right, we're gonna insert a part. I'm gonna just drag this like over here and stuff. So this is going to be where, so this part is gonna be where the NPC like actually like kind of stands on, like the stand for it. Then we can, let's go ahead. So I'm gonna name this, this is going to be our actual platform, right? And then again, you want to group this. So right click, group as model, and then name this platform. Very important. each platform needs to have its own unique number. So this will be platform 1, and then obviously when you make a second one, platform 2, platform 3, platform 4, and then you just keep going, right? So platform 1. So inside of platform 1, right, we have our platform, right? And then we need our collector. So then you could just duplicate this. So you could just edit, duplicate, then just drag it forward. So we're going to scale it down a little bit and make it a little wider, and then we're going to change the color to be green. So as you can imagine, this is where the players are going to actually collect their money, right, from said NPC. So you could just rename this to be collector, right? And then of course, you could just set both of them to be anchored. Oh, you guys better not. Okay, so to select multiple parts at once or just objects, hold the control key while left clicking, or you could just do it individually. It doesn't really matter. And then just make sure they're both anchored, right? So they should both be inside of platform 1, right? Then we're going to insert a string value just like we did with owner right here. This is going to be, you're going to rename this to be current unit. This is going to keep track of the current NPC, unit you have. By default, this will be set to none, just like the owner value, right? Then inside of the collector, we're going to need UI to display how much money the NPC is making for the player. So inside of collector, we could go ahead, same thing. Inside of the collector, you're going to insert a billboard GUI, just like we did before. This one is going to be called collector GUI, and then ask for the properties. So for the properties, for size, we're going to do 10, 0, 2, 0. For the size offset, 0, 1, right? Then we're going to insert 2 text labels this time. So we're going to have this one. We're going to have this one. This one is going to be called the collect text label, right? And then for this, I mean, background transparency is going to be 1 regardless. I guess we'll change the text. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we'll do bold text, rich text, scale text. You do like white, and then yes, I guess something like that. Something like that works. And then it does not need to have text by default. We will manually set the text, so no need to worry in that regard. But yeah, so once you have collect text label, we're going to adjust some properties with the position and sizing. So for position, you want to leave that by default. For size, we'll do 1, 0, 0.5, 0, right? And then we can duplicate this, so Control plus D, or just edit up here and then duplicate. So then you want to change this to money text label, right? This is going to display the amount of money the player has, or sorry, not the player has, how much money the NPC has generated for the player. So this is money text label, and then ask for this. For this, you want to do 0, 0, 0.5, 0, right? So that it's like lowered, and then the size is the same. So I guess for this we could change the text color to be like green, since it's about the money. But yeah, just like that, we have officially set up our base. Okay, now we're just gonna make a very simple script that assigns players. Oh my bad, one important thing. Make sure your platform is inside of your base. So drag it inside of the base if it isn't already. And if you're wondering how to make more platforms, all you gotta do is you can just right click, duplicate, literally just move it over. And then all you have to do is just change this platform 2. They cannot have the same name. So just platform 2, and then you would just keep going from there. That's literally how you just make more platforms. But yeah. Um so let's get to the scripting. So server script service, plus icon, server script. Rename the script to be core script, in parentheses, put server. We will have a local script in future parts if we get there. Let's delete print hello world. Then we're going to create our first function. So we're going to say game.players.player added. Oh my bad. Player added connect function, in parentheses, put PLR, which is short for the player who joined the game. So this is a function that is triggered whenever a player joins the game. PLR is just simply the name we've given. So just short for player, right? So let's create a variable for our base equal to nil. We're going to assign this player who just joined to an available base. So we'll say for I comma v and I pairs. Then we will say workspace get children, enter, right? Then we'll say if v find first child in quotation marks owner, right? And v.owner.value is equal to none. So pretty much if the object has the owner value inside, that's how we know one, it's a base. If its value is set to none, that means it is one, a base, and an unclaimed base, which is what we need. So then enter, then we'll say base is equal to v, right? Then we will update the base's owner value, so owner.value, and then we'll set it to the player's name. Then we'll update the billboard GUI, so base.base owner part dot base GUI dot owner text label dot text is equal to player dot name dot 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 quotation mark. Then we'll do it apostrophe. Yeah, I believe is what it's called. I think that's the wrong. I think it's supposed to, no. I think that might be the wrong. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so something like that, and then you can just do base. But I mean, it's up to you for how you want to have that. But anyway, create a variable for the player's character. So look at the player's character real quick. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's do workspace wait for child player dot name just in case their character has not loaded in yet. Then we'll say character pivot to, and then we're gonna treat the base owner part as like the player spawn. So we'll just say base owner part dot cframe, right? And then after that, very important, make sure you put a break. This will break us out of the loop because we don't want it to like go through all the available bases and then it just keeps reassigning the player to different, to different bases and stuff. Once it finds an available base and assigns it to that player to them, then that we just want that to be it. One last thing, we're gonna say player.character added. So this is for whenever the player respawns, is killed, or whatnot. Connect function in parentheses, put character for their new character, enter, and then literally the same thing. You could just copy and paste this. So just Control C, Control V, right? And boom. So just like that, we are done. Let's go ahead and test to make sure everything works. As always, if you guys want access to any one of my scripts or models, just simply read the description and find out how to get access to that. All right, clearly I'm an idiot. Base GUI is not a valid number. Wait, what did Oh, my bad. I might have named that wrong. Wait, what did I call it? Owner GUI. My bad. My bad. I actually named it something else before recording the video. Okay, so change that to be owner GUI, not base GUI. Not base GUI. That's my bad. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah. Just look in the description to find out how to get access to any one of my scripts or models. That includes this one you're seeing right now. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's very clean and stuff. Doesn't like enlarge or get smaller and stuff. As you can see, we have my username, Spike19's base, and stuff like that. And as you can also see, it spawned me there, right? And then we have our platforms here for the NPCs. If I respawn, give it some time. Wait, when did they add death animations? I thought we just broke into pieces. Anyway. But as you can see, we now have a base, and then it spawns us here and respawns there as well. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed part one, just let me know in the comments and stuff. Show the video love and support, and I will hit you guys with part two and more parts. Just keep showing it love and support, and yeah, yeah. If you enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like and subscribe. I got more videos coming for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys.